Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this emergency live broadcast. So it is January 23rd, 2025. Donald Trump just took the Oval Office a few days ago. And it is all full force, steaming forward investigations. He is taking away security clearances from CIA agents left and right, the ones that were screwing over the American people, that were breaking the law. Even Mike Pompeo, who worked for him, was just stripped of his security clearance and is being investigated. Not only that, he went on Fox News last night, Donald Trump, and he looked right at the camera and said, "Joe Biden, you made a big mistake. You did not pardon yourself." Huge. We're going to roll that clip. Also, right now, the World Economic Forum is holding their yearly panel talking about how they are going to control and rule the world. Well, Donald Trump appeared via the screen, the monitor, and he had a message for the World Economic Forum. And the message was, America is back. Patriotism is back. Globalism is done. Open borders is finished. This one world economy is done. America is back. And I'm going to play you clips of that. But before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Emergency Live. Go ahead, smash that thumbs up button right now. Make sure that you are subscribed with bell notifications on and leave me a comment. Where are you watching me from and how is your day going? Before I pull up the first video, a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's live, and that is VERITY Metals. Ladies and gentlemen, I go to them for all my gold and silver needs. Right here, I have an American Silver Eagle. They have rolls. They even have memorabilia and collectibles. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Patriot-owned, family-owned gold, silver, and precious metal IRA firm. They are huge Trump supporters, patriots with some of the lowest premiums in the industry, and they will give you free silver when you call 480-717-9081 and tell them that Vlad sent you. Links down below in the description. Let's get right into it. So first things first, let's look. We're jumping onto my Twitter page. I want us to watch this little piece of Trump speaking about, Joe Biden's pardons. And he said Biden's biggest mistake is that he didn't pardon himself. Let's watch.
Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, who got a preemptive pardon. All these people that got pardoned. Anthony Fauci, did he know that NIH money through the EcoHealth Alliance was funding the Wuhan virology lab? There seems to be text and messages and emails that went back and forth. You talk about the unselect committee, as you call it, the January 6th committee. They had a predetermined outcome. General Milley, all these people, the Biden family members. Joe Biden ran and said he would never do preemptive pardons. It was an issue that came up when you were leaving in your first time.
He heard that I was going to do it. I didn't want to do it. I was given the option. They said, "Sir, would you like to pardon everybody, including yourself?" I said, "I'm not going to pardon anybody. We didn't do anything wrong." And we had people that suffered. They're incredible patriots. We had people that suffered. You had Bannon put in jail. You had Peter Navarro put in jail. You had people that suffered. And far worse than that, they've lost their fortunes. They've lost their whatever their.
Really quickly, I want to comment on something that Trump said. In 2020, when Trump was leaving office, there were rumors that he's going to give all these people preemptive pardons, and everyone went crazy. The liberal media, everybody went nuts. But Trump said, we did nothing wrong. I'm not giving anybody a preemptive pardon. I'm not giving myself a preemptive pardon. We did nothing wrong. And then, as you saw, Steve Bannon, Peter Navarro, they all ended up in jail. They tried to kill Trump. They tried to imprison him for 1,000 years.
Nest egg, paying it to lawyers.
So the point is, if you did nothing wrong, why do you need a preemptive pardon?
And those people, and people said, and they wouldn't have even taken, most of those people, they wouldn't have even taken a pardon. This guy went around giving everybody pardons. And you know, the funny thing, maybe the sad thing, is he didn't give himself a pardon. And if you look at it, it all had to do with him. I mean, the money went to him.
Should Congress investigate that?
Well, I don't know. It's, you know,
Well, you ordered the DOJ.
I've always been, look, he didn't give himself a pardon. And he didn't give some other people a pardon that needed it. And I heard Schiff went to him and just begged him for a pardon, because Schiff is a crook. Yeah. Schiff is a crooked guy. He's a crooked politician.
So Adam Schiff begged Joe Biden for a pardon. Not only that, but I'll finish them. I'll finish the point after the video's over.
He made up the story about Russia. He totally made it up. You know, he's a storyteller. And then after he made it up, they found out that there was a tape of the conversation made by, you know, I guess the State Department. I don't know. When you make calls, they make tapes sometimes, not all the time.
He was the one talking to the Russians.
So he, in the meantime, made up the conversation, totally made it up about quid pro quo. There was no quid pro quo, just there was a perfect call. Tim Scott was the first one to come. He read it. He said, "This is a perfect call. What are you doing? You're impeaching a man for a perfect call." It was Schiff, Hillary, the whole group. You know what? Schiff is just a bad, sick guy. And he went to Biden and he demanded a pardon because he thought he did something. He knew he did something.
Joe Biden.
So listen to this. Listen to this. Adam Schiff begged Joe Biden for a pardon. Didn't get one. Nancy Pelosi begged Joe Biden for a pardon. Didn't get one. Want to know why? Because, and so did Chuck Schumer. Those three didn't get him because they worked to push Joe Biden out of the presidential race and have Kamala replace Joe Biden. And so Joe is angry at them. So those three, they're screwed. They will be investigated. You know who else begged? And I'm going to remove this off the screen so you see my joy. Jack Smith came to Joe Biden 4 days before Trump was inaugurated and begged him, Jack Smith begged Joe Biden for a pardon. And you know what Joe Biden told him? He said, "No, you didn't do your job correctly, so now you're going to pay the price." Joe Biden looked Jack Smith in the face, in the eyes, and said, "No, your job was to imprison Donald Trump, and you failed. I gave you a job to do, and you failed. Now bear the consequences of a Trump presidency," and didn't give Jack Smith. You can't make this up. But before we continue, listen to this. What is a pardon? I covered this yesterday. So a pardon works like this. There's the person giving a pardon and the person receiving a pardon. When a president gives you a pardon, the president says, "Look, I understand that this person broke the law and committed a crime, but I think this person, has a change of heart and has served their time." And they come to you with a pardon, and you can either sign and accept it or reject a pardon. And the way it works, when you receive a pardon, you admit to breaking the law and doing something illegal, but you're like, "I'm sorry, I won't do it again." Preemptive pardons have only been done once, Nixon, right? During the Nixon time in our life. Only one person received a pardon, and it was a preemptive pardon. It was never challenged in the courts. But every constitutional attorney I know, and I've heard talk about this on social media and on the news, all say preemptive pardons can be very easily challenged and dismantled in the court of law. And that is what's going to happen. Trump is already putting a team together along with Speaker Mike Johnson in Congress to go to the Supreme Court and have these preemptive pardons overturned. Because if you did nothing wrong, why did you take the pardon and admit to breaking the law? Because giving and receiving a pardon is both sides admitting you did something wrong. You broke the law. Yeah. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. So Donald Trump today appeared on screen at the World Economic Forum and just dismantled them. Let's watch this. This is a short clip of it.
Foreign aid freeze, and I created the new Department of Government Efficiency. I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New Deal. I call it the Green New Scam. Withdrew from the one-sided Paris Climate Accord and ended the insane and costly electric vehicle mandate. We're going to let people buy the car they want to buy. I declared a national energy emergency, and it's so important, national energy emergency to unlock the liquid gold under our feet and pave the way for rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. The United States has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we're going to use it. Not only will this reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services, it'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto.
So, what is the World Economic Forum all about? They're all about open society, open borders, electric cars, getting rid of drilling and getting rid of natural gas. Trump appears on their screen and says, look, I just shut down the border. We're going to drill, baby, drill. No more electric cars. So the Paris Climate Accord was something that the World Economic Forum created. And Trump goes on their screen and says, we backed out. We're not part of this. And actually, as you heard him call it to their face, the Green New Scam. Before I play you a couple more clips, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you this. So what is happening right now with Tom Homan? Well, Tom Homan is doing the Lord's work, mass deportation. I'm going to play you a clip. Listen. F Trump. Biden forever, bro. Haitian illegal alien gangster with long rap sheet freaks out after ICE takes him off the street. Watch this clip. By the way, this right here, this is just in Boston. So apparently just in Boston last night, they took down over 25 illegal aliens who are also gang members, convicted killers, rapists, all that.
Threats is this illegal.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
One of those threats is this illegal alien from Haiti.
I'm not going back to Haiti.
ICE says he's a gang member with 17 criminal convictions in recent years.
Trump, you feel me? Yo, Biden forever, bro. Thank Obama for everything that he did for me, bro.
Did you hear him? This illegal immigrant is praising Obama, praising Biden, and screaming F Trump. This should show you who the Democrats put first. And then when we look at our last election and we look at the recent polling done by CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, New York Post, everyone, over 60% of Americans all agree that mass deportation needs to happen and they are in favor of it. And then we look at the last election, how the majority of Americans overwhelmingly voted for Trump because Trump puts America and Americans first. Democrats put illegals and illegal immigration and illegal criminals first.
ICE Boston quickly takes down its next targets, including this illegal alien from Brazil who has an Interpol red notice for armed robbery. This Salvadoran illegal alien charged locally with rape and released by a sanctuary jurisdiction.
Yo, ¿cómo se llama?
And this Dominican illegal alien charged with assault with a deadly weapon and heroin trafficking. Officers also arrested this
So these are illegal immigrants who have already been caught and charged for heroin trafficking, assaults with a deadly weapon, a rape, and sanctuary cities and sanctuary judges are releasing them back onto the streets. This next one is going to be crazy. Listen to what they admit to.
Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies.
Guatemalan MS-13 gang member who was just released the day before, even though ICE contacted the jail and said, hold him for us, we are coming to get him. And they said, no, we are a sanctuary city. And they released him. The judge, according to federal immigration laws, needs to be arrested and tried for this because it is illegal to harbor a known illegal fugitive. You pretty much partake in the crime. This is crazy. I want you guys to listen to this again. Just one more time. Listen to what is told, how corrupt the Democrat justice system is.
Weapon and heroin trafficking. Officers also arrested this Guatemalan MS-13 gang member facing gun charges. ICE says he was released from local custody just the day before. Their detainer request was ignored because of sanctuary policies. And in a sign of shifting priorities with the new Trump administration, this man, who was in the same apartment as the target, was also arrested after ICE determined he's also in the U.S. illegally. This is what ICE calls collateral.
So you guys got your main target just now, but you got somebody else. What just happened?
So our main target was released.
So now, instead of them just going to the jail, if them just going to the jail and arresting the guy they wanted, he's probably going to be hanging out with other illegals that are not even on top of the priority list. But they're going to take those guys also. And what's crazy is the Democrats, I mean, they're done. The Democratic Party, I believe we are watching the end of the Democratic Party. We are watching it's falling apart. Now, let me show you. Okay, here wait. I want to show you this. Boom. We're jumping back onto Twitter. We're going onto my good friend George's page. He just posted this. It says, President Trump is now literally calling out the crooks to their face.
And by the way, speaking of you, and you've done a fantastic job, but I hope you start opening your bank to conservatives, because many conservatives complain that the banks are not allowing them to do business within the bank. And that included a place called Bank of America. They don't take conservative business. And I don't know if the regulators mandated that because of Biden or what, but you and Jamie and everybody, I hope you're going to open your banks to conservatives, because what you're doing is wrong.
Mr. President, I'll say that your friend Gianni said hello, told me to tell you hello, and we look forward to.
You see that? We finally have a president. Finally have a president that comes on screen to the World Economic Forum, looks at them and says, stop. These are American citizens. Here you have a right to be conservative, liberal, whatever you want to be. But what you are doing is disgusting. It is sick. You better figure it out, buddy. You better figure it out, and you better stop deplatforming conservatives. See, there's a few other good clips. Here's another, where was it? Where was it? There was another good clip. So here's one where he has a message to Saudi Arabia about oil prices and the war in Ukraine.
That Saudi Arabia will be investing at least $600 billion in America, but I'll be asking the Crown Prince, who's a fantastic guy, to round it out to around $1 trillion. I think they'll do that because we've been very good to them. And I'm also going to ask Saudi Arabia and OPEC to bring down the cost of oil. You got to bring it down, which frankly, I'm surprised they didn't do before the election. That didn't show a lot of love by them not doing it. That Saudi Arabia.
So Saudi Arabia is investing over $600 billion into the United States economy, into the golden age of America. Trump is going to ask for $1 trillion. Trump has been president 2.5 days, 3.5 days. He's already brought in over $20 trillion of outside investments into the United States. He has brought, so GM, the General Motor Company, they've been making their GMC Denali truck. They've been making the parts in Mexico, and they've been putting it together in Canada and then bringing it into the United States and selling it here as an American car. As of last night, after a phone call with Donald Trump, they are now shutting down the Mexico plant and the Canadian plant where they put it together. They are bringing it back to Detroit, and that is going to create at least 1,500 new jobs in Detroit to put together the next generation GMC Denali made and put together in America. Thank you, Donald Trump. That is a leader. You know, after, we're going to finish it up with this. After the last 4 years, after the Biden administration, after the chaos, after the open borders, after the wars, after everything we've seen, we finally have a president that loves the nation, loves the people, wants to, you know, he's bringing the money home. I love it. He's bringing the money back home. Not only that, one of his executive orders was for at least 90 days, not a penny in foreign aid. Nothing to Ukraine, nothing to Israel. Nobody gets a penny for at least 90 days. I love it. He needs to expand it for 90 years. That's my guess. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, thank you so much for joining the live. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed with bell notifications. I bring you the latest breaking political and geopolitical news that is happening. I upload and go live daily. And as I'm leaving, a huge shout out to Verity Metals. Ladies and gentlemen, gold and silver is the constitutional way. This is real money. And right now, with a booming economy, it's going to be a great time to get your hands on some gold and silver, because when the economy booms, this stuff goes down a little bit in price. But what it does is it preserves your wealth. Then when inflation goes out of control, this goes up. This is the ultimate thing to buy when the economy and the market is doing well, because you can get the most out of your money. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I repeat, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. What this does is it preserves your wealth the constitutional way. And I believe Trump is going to take us into crypto more, into digital, but we are also going to go back to our roots, which is gold and silver. You will get free silver and qualifying orders when you call the number 480-717-9081. Tell them Vlad sent you, or go to veritymetals.com. Tell them Vlad sent you. God bless you guys. Give the video a thumbs up. See you on the next one. It's MAGA country.